There is currently this trend on the TikTok app of girls surprising their man by walking into the room naked, and filming their reaction. I've seen these videos before and normally the reaction is the man gets a smile on his face and they obviously get it on. It's cheesy, romantic, funny, whatever. My girlfriend is working from home during the pandemic and I work in the hospital. I got home from a 12-hour shift of potentially being exposed to COVID-19, and just wanted some beers and to go to bed. I guess my girlfriend thought she would get the same reaction when I walked in the door and saw her naked. I barely had enough energy left to give any reaction, let alone a good one. I basically just told her I appreciated the gesture but I was exhausted. She got moody at me, basically comparing all these other TikToks where the man gets excited to see the girl naked. I told her all these TikToks have men working from home, not walking in the door after a 12-hour shift in a hospital during a pandemic. She then took this as an insult at the fact that she's currently working from home, when this wasn't my intention at all. Since this happened a couple of days ago, she's acting like I don't find her sexy at all and giving my sarcastic answers. What do I even say to her?
This is where social media can become unhealthy for an individual. She's comparing herself, you, and your relationship to others. A lot of TikTok videos are fake too, so that's not wise. Like others have said, it sounds like she's very insecure in Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat etc. are not the best place to hang out if you have self-esteem issues. They will compound your insecurities tenfold.
Oh God. That's one of those moments where everybody just needs to say to each other, "Can we please reset?" My wife is a NICU nurse, and if I surprised her by being naked after a 12-hour shift on her feet in a stressful environment, I can guarantee you that it would not go over well. I think she's incredibly beautiful and sexy, and we have been married 36 years. Have your girlfriend read this.
Also, let's not forget that about 100% of those videos are staged for the likes. Most of those videos are also fake, or the guys know what it is and they overreact.
I'm a pretty insecure person, so I can understand why she feels upset because she's feeling rejected. However, my boyfriend also works as a paramedic for 12-hour shifts too, and I know better than to try to get affectionate or do silly things like this right when he gets home from work. Because same as you, he has to do his whole shower, decontamination process and is probably starving and exhausted. Even before COVID, this was a thing. I think there's a middle ground here where you let her know you certainly didn't mean to make her feel rejected and that you think she's beautiful, but she has to read the room, and realize that when you get home from work you're not going to have the ideal enthusiasm that she's obviously looking for. She needs to learn to cut you a little slack and realize you're not an object that needs to give her attention whenever she feels it's the right time without any thought to how you feel. I think you guys can have a respectful conversation that provides some reassurance but also lets her know she needs to adjust her expectations a little bit because you're only human. Wishing you luck and thanking you for everything you're doing, seriously. Take care of yourself. Edit to add. I think it's also okay to let her know it's okay for her to feel rejected, but it's what she does with those feelings that matter. The second you tell her you appreciate the gesture but you're exhausted, she needs to learn to have a little bit of empathy and let that guide her reaction other than her knee-jerk insecure habits. Sometimes if a person is feeling insecure, they take every little innocuous action from their partner as a sign that the belief they have about themselves, that they're not good enough, is true.
Those of us who are housebound are bored and edgy. Folks in the front lines are scared and exhausted. Maybe we agree to no surprises and to trying to meet in the middle where we can.
Your girlfriend to know most TikTok videos are choreographed fakes, right?
Ah yes, the men always want sex and should never turn it down, sexist trope. Fuck that. How embarrassing to be acting like this at 24 years of age over a kid's app. I'm sorry, get some rest. Thank you for looking after others at this time.
I worked for over 10 years ICU nurse. I know that feeling, but to have it compounded by this virus, I am unable to wrap my mind around that level of mental and physical exhaustion. Thanks for showing up and putting your life in jeopardy. I know that People honestly don't understand what you go through, but why doesn't she? That whole program she had going on is quite selfish. I'm not saying she is, cause I don't know her, but this naked thing is quite selfish. I wouldn't address it at all other than to ask her to think about your days at work, think about facing something that can kill you every day you work, and to rethink her program.